Y'all are sick. Y'all are absolutely deranged, sicko behavior out here. I was ready to take the football off the stump, do away with the helmet. We were going to get the baseball stuff out. We were going to get the hoops guy stuff out. And lo and behold, we get the big board dropped right in our lap. We haven't even finished the big game. We haven't even had the Pro Bowl, and it's already just out here drafted. I have no idea where these rookies are going to land, but you bet your ass I'm going to draft the shit out of them. So here we go.
Of course, man. You gotta at least get past the Pro Bowl, right?
Yeah, right.
Everyone's most important thing. We're all concerned that make sure that the Pro Bowl gets its deserved love. No, this is such a sign of things to come. Not just the fact that it's the day after the conference championships and we have a best ball tournament, but also $2 million and then $200K to first. It's nice and flat, huge prizes, and this thing is going to fill, in my opinion, much faster. As most things do. Things are growing here at Underdog.
Mm-hmm.
This tournament, I think, is going to fill pretty fast, and it's going to be fun, man.
I think it's pretty sharp, though, just knowing that we're not going to have the one game NFL stuff to draft, and all we're going to be able to talk about for the next 2 weeks leading up to the big game is the pick'em entry stuff. So right. I think it's pretty sharp to capitalize on all of football buzz right now and still keep drafting football on the site, still keep playing football on the slate, because it's smart. It's smart to go away with the one game contest. We did a show after the big game last year with Rudman there, and I think that's going to be the end of that one, was kind of the biggest takeaway. And to fill that void with big board feels so much better. And it feels so much more fun, to be honest.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's unfortunate that we don't have a single game contest to draft, but it's so much. It's for the better. It's very much for the better.
Yeah,
they're saving everybody a lot of tilt and a lot of money by not doing this.
If everybody was up in arms about the CMC Lamars all week long last week, it's going to be 2 weeks of that, and then it not mattering, just like it just didn't matter this week. So
always.
Nez, I was in the shower here before I jumped on, not to give you a literal peek behind the curtain. But I was thinking, I think I had a $2 idea when I was there.
Oh,
how about this? For all of the best ball contests for this year for football, a little shout out in the info tab in the tile to last year's winner, last year's top 3, last year's top 5.
That's pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah. Just a little tip of the cap, Hey, congrats to X, Y, or Z for shipping last year. I think that's pretty good idea. I like that.
And it feels kind of low effort, and it doesn't feel like a big thing. And once it's there, it just sits there, but it gives everybody, a little something to strive for next year. You see your name on the site. We don't have leaderboards and stuff like that yet. Hopefully that's something we can talk about in the future here, or maybe something comes to fruition with stuff like that. But I don't know. It just feels like the way you keep building community around these games is, building each other up when success is had. Right. And that, yeah.
Kind of treating it like the Stanley Cup, right? Everybody gets their name on there,
their name on it,
etched in history like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe that's just the Canadian inside me, just being yo, we need everyone's name on the cup. We need everyone's name.
It's definitely what it is, and you get that participation trophy, millennial sprinkle on there for you too. Don't let yourself fool you, man. You're a millennial just like the rest of us. Hey, we have a new member, by the way.
Oh, here we go, Ty. Thank you so much for joining up. That gives you access to the members only stuff on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I think the golf was going to be members only, but didn't turn out to be members only, Nez.
It was too good. Good. We had to open it up for the people. Got a lot of really nice feedback on that. So thanks to everybody who watched and said all the nice stuff. Jason was just electric. DFS Golfer 23 on Twitter. If you're not following him, he was awesome. He was such a good guest and gave so much good insight on the contest. So yeah, if you feel like blasting off in there or you like golf, just whatever, definitely watch that. Jason was awesome.
Love it. I have yet to go back and watch that one. Your boy was attending the old puck game on Saturday night there, so
it's gonna get you energized for golf, man. Jason is infectious. I'm telling you, man. He was awesome. It was great.
Love it. Cool. And for my understanding, golf is pronounced the 101 of Scroll the F Down Sports.
That is absolutely true. There's a lot of nuance with this contest too, but yeah, it is, and Daly's absolutely the Scroll the F Down of the Scroll the F Down Sports.
All right, that gets me excited. Nez, I was unable to push through. I got the blade, courtesy of Christian McCaffrey. Any of my gauntlet returns, gauntlet returns, gauntlet 1, and a mitten or something like that. I had 4, and they were all Kansas City stuff, and they all had Travis Kelce, and they were looking real nice, and a whole bunch of David Montgomery as well. And I got the blade due to Christian McCaffrey and the 2 touchdown affair that he was able to put up in the late game. They're bittersweet for me. Did you advance anything into the finals, best ball wise?
Yeah, but nothing crazy. Like I have 2 in the gauntlet 2 that have solo George Kittle, so maybe I can jump a rung from the min cash into a nice other extra $100 or something there. But nothing doing, man. Needed Lions, needed Ravens, and all of the solo Chiefs stuff I had in the returns just wasn't strong enough. So yeah. But we'll be right back. We'll be right back. Who knows how much sharper the field will be next season? But I feel like I drafted the best way that I could. And for people that advanced, congrats. And a lot of talk about chopping in the finals in these contests, which probably will be chopped. But like, don't discount your equity because of that. Don't like celebrate this win. If you are in the finals and you have 5 live players, celebrate that and be excited because you're gonna win some money. And it's hard. That shit's hard.
Money aside, Nez, it's just like a pat on the back that you built a viable roster. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, we don't love to be results oriented, and I'm sure there's a lot of bad teams that got through, but if you got a team through to the finals, regardless of what said finals was going to be, and you have 5 live players, hat tip, you built a good roster. Straight up.
100%. Yeah. So, don't feel bad. Even if you see the pods and you're not live, like you should be excited. I just want to make sure that people feel the permission to
feel something.
Yeah. Like be pumped, man. Be pumped. That's dope.
Speaking of feeling something, this weekend, Nez, you and I were on opposite sides of the fence, and by the looks of it, we lost the same amount of money. It's very interesting conversation here. It's very interesting conversation because I was heavy fade Lamar. I was heavy play out the Lions stuff. I was heavy, late quarterback plus get on. I don't know, man. My exposures looked really, really nice, and I did not find my way to the promised land. The irony of it was after the first games, I realized I probably could have won one of the $100 contests, I think it was, if that Lamar Flowers touchdown ended up counting. So the irony was my best team actually involved Lamar and stuff like that. But yeah, nobody cares about my teams. Good weekend for the community. We got a couple shout outs on Twitter there. Love to see it. Nick and Kevin in particular giving us some flowers that they watch often on the clock every week. There, love to see it. But how did your weekend go, Nez? Is there any contest and or lineup you want me to bring up in particular?
I will let you know. I think in DeBomb I might have had a top. Yeah, top. Oh, that was my best finish there at 7th in DeBomb. But on the weekend, I lost money. I played a lot of the contests. I had a lot of volume. Lost money. Didn't lose. A lot, but enough that I lost. And you can't be too mad about it, man. When like when Zay and JMO are the top scoring wide receivers, it's hard to be pretty mad about losing that, because I ideally, like, you're passing on Lamar and you're taking Zay and JMO naked if you're playing for the optimal lineup. Like, that's just something I'm never gonna do. That's not how I've had success playing on Underdog thus far. So you can't be chasing these type of results even though things don't work out the way that they do. Like, if that JMO touchdown goes to Amon-Ra, these our lineups are going to be in much higher ranks, and especially if Montgomery scored, I'll be in a much better position too.
Yeah, I looked at that a little bit because Amon-Ra was obviously my highest owned at 57% because I was doing the Fade Lamar thing.
Which was smart. Like, the results were good for that. Like, in that isolated 1v1, that was smart.
It's actually pretty interesting because I don't know. Maybe I did it wrong by not having enough JMO, but I think it's a very interesting conversation because the way in which I faded Lamar is it funneled my builds to being overweight Amon-Ra, right? So now, is that intelligent? Is that good? Should I have been more extreme with my fade of Lamar and being like, okay, from the 102, I got to start taking like Pacheco here and flipping the board entirely and thinking about different combinations. But I think we're so tethered to ADP, myself included, that it was like, if I'm fading Lamar, well, it's just take Amon-Ra. But like the other range of outcomes is maybe I should have got even crazier with my constructions if I was so strong on the stance that I wanted to fade game 1 and ape game 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's all very like hindsight. I think the way that the boards were breaking, Amon-Ra was the way to go at 102 if you were going to do that. Maybe you go Ayuk instead if you just think that the Niners would have rolled, and then do Pacheco, because Pacheco was always there in the second, sometimes in the third, sometimes in the fourth. So I don't think Pacheco is ever the right answer at the 102, considering the depth of the wide receiver position, which ultimately did not matter because Zay and JMO, two guys that were going late, were the guys you needed. So, it's just the way that things break sometimes, man. Shout out to the people that won. I'm not trying to take anything away from the winners, but the way that things broke was never going to be it just was never going to be a slate that I was going to have an awesome day on, unless David Montgomery scores on that last drive. Then I'm probably singing a different tune, and we are shouting at the rooftops because we were so smart, because we knew David Montgomery was a great pick and he was going undrafted. But instead I have min cashes.
Yeah, I mean, I like where we ended up, man, to be honest. Like, the results didn't end up getting there, but we kind of just talked about how quarterback was flatter than everybody was giving credit. We thought, obviously CMC was, lo and behold, the 101. We talked about how David Montgomery, favorite play on the slate. We put him in all those pick'ems. We talked about Naked Zay Flowers being a thing. We talked about JMO, literally by name, of just like, could be the guy that breaks the slate because of the mold of who he is. We talked about vintage Mahomes Kelsey coming back. Is that going to be a thing? This lineup, when I look at this right here, I feel like I should have got to this one just based on the way we talked this week and stuff, because I was taking Rice over Flowers basically every single time in this exact same build and making it a double stack. And I probably should have got away from that and done, the Zay once in a while here, because, you take CMC at 1, then you just take Zay and Kelsey, then it comes back around and you take Mahomes and Montgomery, and then your last pick is JMO comes back to you. I probably should have got to something like this, and that might have just been a flaw in my own approach.
Maybe. I do think it's kind of interesting, wild, whatever descriptor you want to use, that half of the winning lineup into Bomb, which I think was the biggest first prize on the slate out of all the contests. Neumy posted in here 44 different contests, I think. Good Lord.
Crazy. 44 contests, and it was like almost 800,000 in prize pools or something like that.
Yeah, pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. Very bullish. Very bullish. And we've been saying, or at least I have, and I know you've definitely co-signed this. Not a crazy independent thought that on these smaller slates, you just onslaught with smaller prize pool contests, so that way it's not just one unattainable GM, so to speak, that takes everybody's money. You do all this different type of variety, and it was awesome. And guys like me who live on this app had could just draft all week long. It was awesome. But what I was saying is for the bomb.
Can I say one?
Oh yeah.
One more thing in tandem with that is I think it's a really sharp point that people feel better about aping into the contest at different isolated windows when they're only like 2 gamers like that, and they don't feel like they've given up so much value because, you know, if Friday through Saturday rolled around and we were staring at teams that like, oh, Debo's in the 6th round of all of these teams, we're drawing dead, probably be more apprehensive to ape in, but because they were isolated window contests, you could still find merit to play each of them. Yeah, so shout out to the draft games teams there, primarily Hope, on them getting that one there. That's very smart.
But my point was, sorry, back to the original DeBomb, was that 3 out of 6 players in this lineup came from a 27-point total game when you have another game that went absolutely nuts and you you only needed half of your lineup to contain that game. Like, you know, having that stuff revealed to you ahead of time, like you'd almost never try to hit the nuts there. You know, it's just the way things go.
That's a good shout. And that makes me feel better about my own process because I just aped the hell out of the second game. And the first game,
the correct decision.
The first game I played 30% Flowers. I played 31% Kelsey and 38% Pacheco, and that was it. I played basically nothing else from that game. A little bit of Gus Bus, and I was like, how the fuck did I lose? But when you look at like the fantasy production that came out of these games comparative to the actual results and football results, it's like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense, I guess. But yeah, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. Want to shout out our guy, the Asset, always hanging out, always playing. Took down the second of the DeBomb there with a Jared Goff team. Fucking love to see it. Love to see it.
That's awesome. Shout out to Asset.
Dude, love that we got the pick'em stuff. We got that spicy 2.5 on Justice Hill. That was a real slap. And the David Montgomery stuff. I was feeling good about some of the pick'em stuff there. So
yeah,
all in all,
we were close.
Dare we say directionally accurate?
We do. We do and we will.
Nez, do you want to hop in hoops right now, or do you want to keep this football train rolling?
Let's just keep the gravy train going, man. Let's just go. Hop in this bitch. Let's go.
Let's do it, baby. Our first big board, my first big board. Have you done a big board?
I've done one. Okay.
There's one more spot in this.
I'm gonna let somebody else join. Yeah, I don't want to clog the rooms up. We'll let some people get in on the streams.
Oh man, this is fun.
Oh, we got Herzig.
Oh my god, Herzig's in here. Dave's in here. Oh,
wow. Shit. This is yeah, good luck.
The kids are too sick. Man, where's Michael Penix in these ranks here? You know?
We needed we need to have a what's the word? A queue, a screenshot of all the rookies. Maybe I can do that while you're in here. That way we can easily
just type
identify.
It in.
I wish they were just called rookies. That would be if you just give them the team name Rook, that would just be fantastic.
Oh, that's funny, man. Got 2 through in the mitten there. Full Chiefs builds. Love to see it. Congrats, Fields of Gray. That's cool. GMs to our friends. Yeah, big Penix energy today.
He's buried in these ranks, so he's definitely going to be somebody that I want a piece of.
Who has? Okay, let's play. Okay, so you've kind of looked at this. I haven't looked at anything yet. Let's play like ADP game. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Who has a higher ADP? As in, like, wait, lower? Fuck, I don't know. Like closer to 1. Who has a better ADP? Mac Jones or Ryan Tannehill?
I think that would. I would. Thank God I don't know that for certain. That would just be way too disgusting.
That's why I picked it. I picked something so deep.
I think Mac Jones.
Dude, these guys are going to be so buried. Taysom is a quarterback. Had to go check that out. Mac Jones is not yet to be drafted. Neither is Taddy. They're both down here with with flat lines.
Yeah, it's not
Penix
ideal.
Penix is the bottom of that.
Okay,
Man,
so
this is gonna be interesting.
I've got 29 rookies added to the queue, so that way I can help you figure out who to take here. Not a lot of rookie running backs that are exciting, so there's that.
Well, I think running back it's always a landing spot dependent thing too. So we'll get excited about those guys later than we get excited about the wide receivers, right? Because we kind of wow, what an interesting range here. So Bijan goes there, Puka goes there.
Like, oh man.
My bro science brain says Gibbs. My bro science brain says Gibbs and then something like AJ Brown or Nico Collins on the way back.
I like Garrett Wilson.
Okay, let's do it. And that's just on the assumption that like Rodgers is going to be all right. He still put up a 1K season with dust at quarterback. We're just full circle buying back around on the talent narrative that we did last summer.
Exactly. Exactly. Like I don't know like how I don't think he's warranted of a knockdown and I like just doing 0 RB in these to start and that because it's 20 rounds so you can really kind of just fire away at running back after that. But here's a Gibbs fall for you if you want to do Gibbs.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Gibbs feels better than Saquon. I don't know where Saquon's going to play. Right?
Gibbs feels better than Saquon to me too. It's a volume thing with Gibbs. I also like Nico and Debo as well.
Who do you prefer, Nico or Gibbs?
I think Nico, to be honest, dude. I love Gibbs. Don't get me wrong, and Gibbs has that like ceiling that could wreck when you need it to be, of course. But I really like what they're doing in Detroit with Gibbs and Montgomery, but I don't see why that would change where Gibbs is going to have like an awesome second round floor. You know what I mean? Right. His ceiling is going to be astronomical, of course, but
the bear case on Gibbs is exactly what we saw through the postseason there, that it's DeMont at the goal line. It's Craig Reynolds at the goal line. Sometimes it's, if you find a way to put their touchdowns together, like Gibbs could vie for the 101,
Yeah, Gibbs, if something were to happen to Montgomery, God forbid, I think Gibbs would probably see a pretty big boost, but they would find somebody to replace him with because I think maybe I'm giving the Lions too much credit, but I think the Lions are a very smart team, very smart organization. Mm-hmm. And I think that they are like well aware that like Gibbs is 5'9" and not the biggest. And holy shit, there goes Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, so there's your first rookie. There's your get excited about that. Wow, Alvin Kamara in the second round?
Let's go. It's big bird season, baby.
Yeah, I wouldn't be taking Alvin Kamara there, I don't think.
No, I mean, bro, tell me you've never gone beast mode without telling me you've never gone beast mode, such as going beast mode has done.
This is the biggest layup call of all time. Turn me up's like, I'm literally just going to look up what Rome's ADP is, and we're going like one round ahead of that just to make sure we get him.
What do you think that they set it at? I can tell you, higher or lower.
People out here reaching 40 spots for Penix. Holy smokes.
We're right here, Carlos.
I think Rome's ADP is I'm trying to think. JSN last year was about like that 60 to 70 range. Rome without a landing spot is 58.
You're really close. Really close. 61. Okay. We'll give you the hole in one there. That was really close.
I think it's just like, when we've seen so many boards before, it's kind of where the field will start and then, landing spot will move it around kind of deal.
Yeah, I do want to give a shout out to Hope. I think Hope and others at Underdog, but we'll give Hope the credit. Set this ADP, and no ADP from the jump is perfect, but I think they did a really good job, especially with the rookies, giving them like a very fair ADP as opposed to just burying them where they've been in the past. And then you get such an edge in these first day of drafting because people aren't looking for the rookies where they've got them right in your face. So that's pretty nice. It makes it, not something that you have to worry about as these drafts.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so we just saw White go there. Jalen Hurts still on the board. Mike Evans, I don't know where he ends up. Man, Mike Evans would look so damn nice in the Chargers. Like he'd
Oh,
look so nice with the Chargers.
just make the whole team out of Mike Williams.
Mike's.
They're like the same guy essentially.
Okay.
And QJ.
Okay, I got a question right now. Is this insane to take Travis Kelce here?
Yes.
So people think he's going to retire?
I don't know, man, but I took him at pick 59.
Wow. Okay, let's take Chris Olave then.
Yeah, this is Olave.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like Mike Evans he's quarterback agnostic. Like he puts up 1,000 every year, regardless of whose quarterback is. But he's 31 years old. Give me Chris Olave, right?
Olave is such a stud, man, and this is like we were paying for a premium on him last draft season, and like all he did was just show that he's really good again, and almost got 100 balls in like an imperfect situation. I mean, not to say
imperfect situation, and he missed time.
I was gonna say I didn't say that because I was like I think he missed time, and I wasn't sure, but like missed time and also almost caught 100 balls. I mean, he's the truth.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of like we saw Derek Carr look really, really bad to start the year, and then he kind of like flattened shit out and was like, low-key viable and looked all right. And he's under contract for another 2 years, maybe 3. He signed that like 4-year, $200 million deal or whatever, that massive one. Yeah. All right. Tank Dell, recovery, set up a Shroud stack. We could go James Cook. We could go T. Higgins, mystery landing spot. We could go Mahomes discount. T or Tank. Let's take Tank because it's like, all right. I don't know. The injury does scare me. Like, I don't know what the timeline for recovery for the knee would be like that. It does feel like it was late in the season. Bull case scenario would be like Chris Godwin of 2 years ago, where it was like that 9-month recovery and he was back for like week 2 or week 3. Maybe
he's probably gonna fall, but set up that Stroud stack. And I mean, he was just so good when he was healthy. Who knows? Yeah, I get. Well, it'll be very telling. Oh, there's another rookie, Neighbors.
Elite Neighbors. Dave, our draft neighbors.
Dave is sharp, man. So definitely watch where he's taking guys.
Okay,
it's gonna be very telling for future. Big board draft.
I actually know who Malik Neighbors is. He was the Florida State guy, right?
Yes, and then he went to LSU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
He's LSU. Are you thinking of Keon Coleman?
Yes. Yep. Complete wrong player.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know a lot of guys, but I at least know Malik Neighbors. I know the guys who I gotta know.
Okay. So Malik Neighbors was LSU guy, and he was nice.
Yeah, but he's got a teammate, Brian Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious name. Like Brian Thomas does not sound like a stud wide receiver, right? Like Brian Thomas Jr. No, that's Brian Robinson. Brian
Thomas fixed my plumbing for years, and then he gave the company to his son, Brian Thomas Jr. And now it's Brian Thomas Jr. Plumbing Incorporated.
Well, I've got an awesome comp for you. Brian Thomas is our generation's Roschon Johnson.
Okay. We're going back to the well on this Roschon stuff.
So Malik Neighbors gets all the shine, right? He was the wide receiver 1 at LSU. And then you have Brian Thomas as the wide receiver 2. And you know how everybody was like really up on like Roschon's like measurables because Roschon was like a big dude. Brian Thomas, 6'4", 205 pounds.
All right.
Big dude.
Big dude. That's like what we used to look for back in the day. Yeah. Oh, D's coming in here and sniping us on Rome for the bid equity. Sets up that. I mean, Mr. D's out here thinking that we're playing playoff best ball right now. He sets up that Kansas City triple stack for the big game. And then he comes in and he goes, Rome is going to KC.
Lamb 101 is also that's
Alpha
spicy.
play.
That's spicy.
That is spicy.
Cup,
what do you think?
Cup at this range is nice.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so Cup is in the 5th round now. Dude, I'm such a fish. I thought like Puka versus Cup was going to be like a little bit of like a debate in like the 2nd and 3rd round or something like that. And now Puka's just like stone cold lock in the 1st round.
Dude, how Puka? I'm so sold on Puka Nacua, man. I'm gonna have so much of him. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. Like
physical as hell too.
Yeah, just does it all. Just feed him. Yeah, like he's like no Debo gets way too many comps, but like, you know, he's Debo-esque the way he is like with the ball in his hands. Just an absolute he's a bully, man.
Running through people's faces.
He's a real dog. Big
hit you in the mouth guy. What other football jargon can we throw his way? Downhill runner. Downhill runner. Shoulders are always square.
That's a good one.
Makes guys miss in the open field.
All right, you're on deck. You're on deck here. Let's focus for a minute.
Dude, I'm fucking full focused up here. Justin Fields is a layup, dude. He's the best player in the world.
Where's he playing quarterback?
Hopefully Atlanta, but or the Raiders. Raiders or Atlanta. I would like to see Justin Fields or Seattle, but Gino's got one more year. Do we just take CJ and we just get it done with? We don't chance it going around the corner here?
I think so.
Okay.
And then we get time to think about our next pick here, which, you know, look at the dust on the board right now. I mean, good Lord, Eckler, Henry, Chubb, Mixon, Jones.
There's one name that stands out to me in that group, and it just got drafted. Aaron Jones stands out to me. Like he's still got the big contract. We saw enough from Love to end the year there.
Yep.
You know, once he was finally healthy the last 4 or 5 games there, I know he's a little bit longer in the tooth than some of these other players, but that feels good, man. That feels like a good click.
Yeah, I think I like him in like a Jahmyr Gibbs type usage. All right.
Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't it just feel like he lifts 500 pounds and he's just going to come back and run through people's faces?
Let's take him.
All right.
I got no problem with it, man. I think this is the right spot for him. Like the injury, I think looked worse than it actually like turned out to be. I'm pretty sure. I mean, obviously he tore his ACL, but I'm pretty sure it was not as bad as it looked.
Okay. I mean, I have no basis of knowledge on that comment, but I will trust you. And
look it up again.
like the thing with Nick Chubb is he doesn't have a contract, right? Like that's like the big thing. So he'll be you know, I think the Browns feel like they were so damn close last year that, hey man, if we just had Nick Chubb, and I don't think like Ford showed enough. Hunt wasn't on the roster until he got hurt. Like, you know, Ford's a serviceable secondary backup, right? So I think if that team has the aspirations to contend next year, which I think they should, given the roster that they had this year, and they did it with Joe Flacco. I mean, if they get replacement level quarterback play from their overpaid redacted quarterback, you know, why can't Nick Chubb be the guy that we were taking in the, you know, middle of the 2nd round this year?
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fair. Sorry, I'm looking up the Chubb stuff. He ended up having 2 surgeries, but it was like a scheduled 2nd surgery, and they think he'll return and they anticipate returning in 2024. The first procedure was for the torn MCL and meniscus, and then he had to do the ACL in November. So just an update on Chubb.
If he's not healthy, he could be a cut candidate, and that's so gross. I hate the NFL like that. Like that's a good ass dude, and that's a good ass player, and he could be a cut candidate because now he's last year of a contract. He's coming off a major knee thing, and he's got like, I'm reading, fully guaranteed at. Oh, never mind. The bonus option of $3 million already kicked in last year. So his potential out. No, they have a potential out this year, with only 4 million dead cap, and they don't have to pay him 11,775 this year. So they have an out already.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the like how he progresses. I would guess. I don't know, man. I've been big lately on like fading the injury FUD on guys returning. And it didn't. I mean, it was okay with Javonte. I think that was more of a team thing than Javonte himself. And obviously Brees came back and smashed, but
he literally had a coach come in there who said halfway through the year, I was not familiar with Javonte. Like, that was his head coach. Like, Sean Payton was like, I did not know what we had in this guy. I was not familiar with him prior to coming here, blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, man. That's literally the Shaq not familiar with your game meme to it.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah. That's what you get when your coach is doing the bong rips in the basement with his nephews and sitting courtside with Russell Wilson instead of grinding the film.
Head celebrity, not head coach. Am I right?
Yeah, damn straight. Washed ass coach getting traded for first round picks out here.
Couldn't be my coach.
Couldn't be mine. Holy fuck! I forgot how much I love drafting best ball.
Oh, dude, you're back. You're so hooked.
I love it. Well, we just get to gallivate about all these players. And
Speculation City, dude. It's crazy.
And then someone in the chat tells us something smart, and it's like, oh, yeah, right, good point. And then I just file that away for later.
Strong opinions held loosely. There goes Trey McBride, who is like a steal right now.
Interesting.
Tight end is kind of a goofy spot right now because elite tight end is dead by all accounts, and then we got a guy like Evan Ingram who caught over 100 balls last year, I think.
Yeah, 104 or something like that. He was like the 5th or 6th highest receptions leader in football last year. Man, there's so many good quarterbacks. Mike Williams. Am I crazy?
I could go for it.
Is that bad?
It's the big board, man. Who cares? I took Mike Williams. I don't know that I took him at pick 82, but
okay.
I took him. I mean, he's gonna be one of the top options for Justin Herbert with Harbaugh in there too.
They got a potential out for dead cap as well, but the cap hits higher, much higher. Dude, he's gonna be 30. He's going to be 30 years old, and they're going to give him a base salary of 17 million. And last year, his base salary was 1. But then all the money was in like signing bonuses. So he ended up getting like 13 mil last year, but it was after a restructure and a signing bonus. This one is like he gets 7 million at signing, and they have a potential out this year.
Not ideal, but I mean, I think Mike Williams is still good and can go somewhere where he's playing good football. I don't know.
Okay, so maybe that takes away my big gal brain move of stacking him with Herbert.
It might.
Oh, shoot. All right.
I could do Njoku here if you believe in what we saw in the second half of the season, or Tajay Spears. I think Tajay Spears is going to be screaming up boards.
Ooh, yeah, let's do Spears. That's way sexier.
Okay.
Like, yeah, we're just going, Derrick Henry's gone. He looked nice. He was in the pass game role. We don't know if Will Levis is the quarterback of the future, but if he is, this is like the staple that they build around is one more year of Hopkins plus Will Levis plus Spears. That's like the core.
I don't think Spears will ever be a bell cow, which I mean, there's like no bell cows in the NFL anymore. So not a strong take there, but saw enough out of Tajay Spears to know that he is like a big play style back that is probably going to touch the ball more than he did this season. So I love me some Tajay Spears.
Hear me out. Poor man's Jahmyr Gibbs with old school Tony Pollard ceiling.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to say it. I
heard it here first.
I'll leave that for you. I leave that for you to
You want me to say something? You want me to say some real spicy shit that'll look really dumb in 6 months? Well, you guys came to the right show.
I was like, I bet John. Why should I say that? I bet John's got me on that comp, and lo and behold, man, you helped me out.
Oh man, if Arthur Smith is the OC for the Steelers, passing on Najee is sharp. Love to see it.
Yeah, dude, I think it does seem like Arthur is going to be the OC there. That's everything that I've heard. Hey, man, it is what it is. It's Jalen Warren world. We're all just living in it. Yeah. I don't know that I would hate Arthur Smith as an OC. Is that a crazy take?
I don't know.
He was kind of a decent OC.
I mean, like, we're all just so tainted on Arthur Smith, and then I played the defendant of Arthur Smith for a bit, and now he's fired, and I don't want to talk about him anymore.
That's fine. I think he might be a decent OC, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just so sour about Kyle Pitts.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Ooh, there's Brock Bowers. That's spicy. Brock, the Brock stack. The Brock at the corner stack. Classic big board tactic. Stacking Brocks. Love it.
Wu-Tang. Saying if I like Arthur Smith, I got to load up on the Darnell Washington end arounds. That's so true.
That's good. That's very good. Yeah, Darnell Washington.
Look at this, dude. Beast mode is going beast mode big time. How many QBs does he have right now?
I don't know. He's cranking purple in the middle of the board here. 3 of them. What's the new meta for big board this year? 4 quarterbacks, 9 tight ends. Is that the new meta for the people here?
I think, according to beast mode, yeah. I have my first draft. I drafted 4 quarterbacks. I know that that's not the move. But I punted QB, and might as well take shots, right? I mean, I don't know. It's 20 rounds. That's the only thing about these drafts, is that it's 20 rounds. But everybody's doing their part, making their selections. I think if we have a more active community, which it does seem like the community has been more active, we can make these big board drafts go fast, which has been sort of a complaint in the past with the 20-round drafts, is that they take too long. But if we all just get on our horse, know who we're taking, no problems at all.
Yeah, all right. I respect it. That's a pitch to the community to draft quickly and draft together.
We don't need to be bleeding clocks in best ball, man.
That's fair.
Not
I'm here
with
it. All right.
Once or twice, you really got a crunch time decision. That's fine, but come on, y'all.
Is this Keon Coleman the Florida guy? Oh, there he goes. The Florida State guy?
He's kind of the truth. Yeah, that's a shame. What about we play Jahan Dotson and the Commanders get a new QB? Who says no?
I'm fine with it. People like Dotson last year. I don't know. Do we like that more than what we saw at the tail end of this year / the playoff with Romeo Doubs?
I can't help but think Doubs is a dime a dozen. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, obviously he's tied to
Dontavian Wicks and shit.
Tied to a really great quarterback. Yeah, I said it. A really great quarterback.
Generational talent.
Tied to the best QB I've ever laid eyes upon. Probably gonna have a good season. But the Josh Palmer ADP is like, it warms my heart, and that's so funny. That had to have been all Norris.
Yeah. Swift coming back. That one feels okay.
Swift or Hubbard,
and I also I'd say Singletary with the Houston stack.
I'm cool with that.
Let's load up. We're Texans fans. We're a year late on being Texans fans, but we're doing it. Dude, and we got a divisional stack. We got a divisional bring back on the Titans. Are you kidding me?
I feel bad for people that aren't on our level, just giving their money to us.
Dude, before hot best ball summer comes around, you don't think the schedule makers are going to look at last year and be like, man, we were really robbed of Texans and Titans being like a quality week 15 and 17 game. As a schedule maker, I need to run it back, and they're going to play each other in week, not 17, but 16. We're going to find that sweet spot in the middle. What do you think about that, Nez?
Yes. I think they will.
The schedule makers are going to be in our back pocket setting up this.
I want to ask you about one person's ADP because we took Dotson with the idea that they're going to take a quarterback at 102 in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Moore as a 1-2 turn pick.
DJ Moore as a 1-2. Yeah.
So I mean, that's like Caleb Williams is getting drafted there. There's no doubt. But one.
Okay, so let me throw it back at you by saying, if they didn't take Williams 1 and they traded down and we knew Justin Fields was the quarterback next year, where does DJ Moore go?
2-3 turn.
So we think Caleb Williams is worth 12 spots in ADP.
I'm not like a certified ball knower. So I've been kind of team like bearish, no pun intended, on Caleb. But I don't want to I'm not trying to stand on that. I'm not trying to die on a hill that Caleb is overrated because I've seen Caleb do amazing shit. Like he's going to be awesome.
I think the transition for any rookie quarterback is tough, right? Especially like this new generation of rookie quarterbacks that basically don't play under center at all. Like he played 0% under center zero. He probably played 5 to 10 snaps in his whole life under center. So I don't know what the new style offense is going to look like, new OC, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah,
that's
I don't know.
Pretty interesting. The Bears don't strike me as a all shotgun all the time type of team. So,
right. But none of these kids play under center anymore.
I would be really shocked. I do want them to trade back because I'm just unapologetically a stan of Justin Fields. I wonder if you could trade back just one pick with the Commanders, get the 102, and just for the rights to take Caleb Williams and probably get a haul, and then you trade Justin Fields after that. Like
Drake or something.
Yeah.
See, I think like in football circles prior to this year, like Caleb had like a quote unquote down year and he still played like well, but that team did like USC underperformed greatly this year comparative to like what everyone thought was going to happen. I think from like a football guy standpoint, like Caleb Williams was talked about as like the best prospect since Manning, Luck. Like he was in that category of prospect. So I think like the trading down notion in like a calendar year like this to take another quarterback would be like kind of bad. Unless it was like you took a quarterback in like the second round or something.
Yeah. I think that is
like the aesthetic of it would be bad.
No, you're definitely right. Like I don't anticipate them doing that, but I'm sure they're weighing out their options. I would hope, but man, the Bears don't really strike me as a super sharp organization. Like they hit a home run with this Panther stuff, man. But there's no way that they anticipated this being the 101. Just absolutely no shot. Okay, dude, this dude at the top of the board is a rookie and is thought highly of. He played for the Texas Longhorns. Let me give you some measurables here. 6'4".
I love him.
Dude, pretty nice discount on him. I don't know. Maybe he sucks, but
all right, let's take him.
Cool.
You sold me this pen.
6'4", grew up in Missouri City, which is located in Texas.
All I remember about Texas was the dogs mopping the floor with him, pal. So, and I don't remember this kid for shit.
No, he was a Georgia dog, and then he had to transfer to Texas. Maybe he's all hype.
Okay. Blake, the Michigan kid.
I do like Corum.
Dude, I got a plan. Corum, mini stack right now with Mike Williams. Mike Williams stays on the Chargers. Blake Corum joins his former head coach, second, third, fourth round pick or whatever. Joins up there. We got ourselves a Chargers skinny stack.
That's brilliant.
What does it say on my shirt here, Nez?
I like Corum, man. Corum strikes me as a good, gritty NFL running back. You know,
he got overshadowed in the national championship game a little bit there because he wasn't the one breaking off the 2 long runs. But the majority of the season, he was the better of the 2, and the healthier of the 2, rather.
Mm-hmm.
What's a Troy Franklin?
Oh, buddy.
What is a Troy Franklin?
He was catching passes from Bo Nix.
Oh, okay. So he was a duck. He's off my board.
He might have been the better pick over Adani.
Oh shit!
I don't know.
Dude, we're getting taken to the wood shop by the ETR boys to our left.
I know, man. I know. They're laughing at us right now.
Sorry, they're drafting alongside, and they're like, Mitchell, these fucking BadgeBros fish.
Absolute donks. I mean, dude, Troy Franklin had more receiving yards than Mitchell by like 500 yards.
Whoa. That's a lot of yards. Well, I don't know. That Bo Nix one, like that they threw for a shit ton of yards against a bunch of bad teams too, though.
That's absolutely true. Let's see who he faced. He was facing the likes of he faced USC. He faced your Huskies.
Twice. What did he do in those Huskies games? Because then we'll know what he did against Muhammad, and we'll know if he's actually good or not. Because he would have been on Muhammad Island.
So on December 1st, he put up a putrid 34 yards, but
dogs put him in a nutshell.
In October, though, we went 8 for 154 and 1.
Ooh.
Oops.
So he figured it out. Okay, spin zone. Franklin adapts to coverage. So he gets locked down the first time, but he's an intelligent wide receiver, so he finds his way into the open space the second meeting once he knows the schemes and coverage of which he's facing.
I gave it to you backwards.
Oh. So he got cooked the first time, and then he cooked the first time, and then the coaches figured him out.
Yeah, so that's not even our guy, so we don't you know what?
Double spin zone.
Easily solved.
Double spin zone. He grinds the film so great the first time, but then his coaching staff, so he's prepared to go the first time, he cooks the first time, and then his coaching staff under-prepares him for the adjustments that are going to take place the second time facing a team.
Boom. Too easy.
Troy Franklin, to me, Nez, just needs better pro coaching.
He just needs to be coached better. He needs to be put in better positions to succeed, of course.
Oh, man. The spin zone is going everywhere with this thing. We're in a fucking washing machine right now.
I need to find just the first SEO winner. Give me NFL 2024 wide receiver dynasty ranks for rookies. Just help me out.
I don't know. Maybe Dynasty's always skewed too, though, because like they're thinking about like the longevity, they're thinking about the future, like that sort of thing. Ooh, Bucky Irvin, that's a sick name. All right, I think I know what we're taking with our next one here. I will address people to, Hayden's got his way too early ranks on here.
Okay, nice.
Dude, he's got this Neighbors guy at 24.
Yeah, Neighbors is the truth.
Wow. Okay. Like I was shocked by that one. Who plays quarterback for the Giants this year? Daniel Jones. They just can't do anything with the contract.
It has to be Daniel Jones, right?
Yeah, I think so. That's my understanding, but I was just curious. Wow, Jaleel McLaughlin up here. Oh, Dave taking Bucky. What a sick pick.
Mitchell was a fish pick. That's my bad.
No, we're dude, this roster's nasty right now. What do you think about Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson stack?
Yeah, let's take Rodgers.
Like, does that feel all right? I mean, it feels weird betting on like a dinosaur coming back from an Achilles here, but
it certainly does. It certainly does. But he's got Breece Hall.
We're gonna round out this. We're going to round out this quarterback room with like an absolute unstacked ceiling flyer at the end, right?
I don't think we take any more quarterbacks, and this is like probably 4 tight end territory.
Wow.
Stroud and Rodgers, I mean.
Okay. I think I'd want 3. Darren Waller or his name jumps off the page comparative to all these guys left, right?
Yeah, but he's just so soft. Just take him.
Dude, we just took the 2 most fragile vet picks of all time because we just didn't know enough ball at this point in the draft where it was just yeah, let's just take Aaron Rodgers because I used to draft him in the 4th round and now he's available in the 15th or whatever.
I think Rodgers is going to climb. I think
okay.
Just by name value, I think people are going to start taking him more where he was going last season. There's really no reason not to, in my opinion. Waller might rise too, but not by much, just because people have such a down look on the Giants as they probably should, right? I mean,
right. Dude, we took the wrong Texas wide receiver. Xavier Worthy went after here. Worthy's better, right?
Well, I got tricked. Why? What was Adonai Mitchell doing all the way up there? Xavier Worthy, receiving yards in 20. Yeah, he had more receiving yards than Adonai Mitchell. Why is he up here?
Yeah, yards don't matter, dude. We're buying profiles around here. We're talking about ceilings.
Mitchell's only 21, so and he has elite route running and big playability.
I never doubted you for a second, Nez.
And get this, I'm struggling with his name because I'm not sure if it's Adonai. Dude just goes by AD.
Oh my god! Now I know he's made of glass. He's gonna have a Q tag.
Q tag every day.
Tag every game.
Fuck! Shut it down. We fucked up.
Oh man, dude, Lad. This guy's name's Lad McConaughey.
Yeah,
that guy too. That's a nasty name. That guy should be playing puck. That guy's playing the wrong sport.
I think you're right. That's a puck name.
Oh man, when we were at the game the other night, Nikki was getting so mad at me because we were 4 of us, and Nikki was getting so mad at me because I just kept a couple wobblies in your boy, and I'm pretty chatty as you're prone to know, and the boys were getting smoked, and then they went on a couple power plays, and I just kept going, "Stop it around, boys," because the power play was right there in our. I've been saying it for 3 days now. Everything is just I'll pause and I'll be like, "Hey, can you just snap that drink around to me?" And she'll getting so mad. I
can't believe she puts up with you, man.
Dude, I'll say it to Tucker. I'll be like, "Hey, Tuckies, you want to go outside? We're gonna go to the park and snap it around."
It would entertain me.
Oh my god, just locker room all the time. Me and Lad McConaughey hanging out.
GA posted a hockey name for me to say in the chat. That's not a real name.
This?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. I saw this the other day that he got added to a roster or something like this. You got to go for it. Dust off the model, Nez. Puck guy pronunciations. Here we go.
What the fuck is that? Heckage?
Heckage it is. Heckage.
What the how do you say that?
Dude, I have no idea. I'm way dumber than you.
That is insane.
Okay. Is Conklin even going to be on the team? And we stack
people like Braylon Allen.
More than Bateman?
Yeah, we like Braylon Allen. He's a Wisconsin Badger, dude. He was born to tote the rock.
Yeah, they established the shit out of it. He probably had 220 carries last year. Second coming of Jonathan Taylor.
They call him Jack Eye.
Jack Eye? That's his nickname?
This is Jack Eye. Sorry.
Oh. I was like, that's a sick nickname for a guy named Braylon Allen. Jack Eye.
Yeah, just go by Braylon. You got a great name. Just stick with it.
Oh man, we are flirting with some ugly territory down here.
Xavier Legette, where did he go to school? That tells me everything.
Dude, what about Mitchell looked nice last year? Will he be back this year? What about J.K. Dobbins? Did anyone take Dobbins yet?
What's up with Dobbins?
Yeah, that's sneaky, no? Oh, dude, nobody's taking Dobbins.
You gonna do it already? Oh, fuck.
Fuck, dude. Shit,
I got nothing else for you. I had no idea that there was 2 seconds left. Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
We just set his ADP.
We did, man. We did.
We're taking nothing but Big Ten guys. That's all we want. Nothing but Big Ten.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I forgot. This is...
What do we got?
J.K. Dobbins is going to be wearing a headset all season.
Oh, no.
Undoubtedly.
Dude, he's only 25. I was like, yo, he's coming back to the Ravens.
An Achilles now on top of the wrath of injuries he's already suffered. Just unbelievable luck.
I saw Keaton Mitchell's name there, and then I saw Justice Hill, and I was like, let's just type in Dobbins and see where he's going. And then the timer just ran out of us.
I certainly wasn't looking at the timer. I'll never look at the timer.
Oh my God, what an idiot. All right, well, we set the ADP for J.K. Dobbins, who's also, Nez, if you wanted to know, an unrestricted free agent. So he doesn't even have a contract to come back to, even if he's healthy to come back to. Oh, damn.
Poor guy.
Hey, but Nez, counterpoint. At least the last time we saw him play football, he wasn't just limping down the sidelines and could only run 20 yards.
Yeah, right? That's good. Yeah, at least he had top end speed still.
Oh man,
right?
Can you pick the Discord when you draft?
Damn, Gibson goes in the 16th year. He went in the last round. Antonio Gibson did in mine, but yeah, I got you set for the last round. Don't you worry.
Spin zone. We're getting unique with it.
I mean, no one else is going to take him.
No one else is taking him at all, let alone in the fucking 16th round.
Mr. D's is going really crazy with his rookies.
All these rookies, and then the Rico Dow pick. Ooh.
Yeah, I think we're getting this draft tossed with the J.K. Dobbins pick. You might be getting 10 holes unhinged. No one knows.
It. Now we just got to take 6 quarterbacks for the rest of our picks, so this thing gets tossed.
It's completely banned from the platform.
That'll
be a good video.
Oh man. What do we? Okay, we got a 2, 6, 7, 1 going right now. We got 4 picks left. It's weird because these are 20s instead of 18s. Which, I mean, let's be real. That just solidifies our edge in these lobbies, Nez.
That's right.
Yeah, these extra rounds
that take J.K. Dobbins in the 16th. I mean, these drafts are meant for us. I mean, we're probably good on wide receiver. I mean, we've got a couple guys coming back from ACLs, but we're probably all right.
We got a really good running back who's got one leg.
Well, I've got you in the 20th. I promise. I got you in the 20th. But for now,
we don't have to wait. We don't have to wait till the 20th, man. Our team's pretty dusty. We need some good players now.
Well, we're gonna take like 3 tight ends here.
I know one of them that I want. Okay.
Okay.
I know one that I'm like, this is the guy I want right now.
I'm excited to hear.
Okay. I can't say it yet because I know Dave's super smart, man. He's gonna snipe it. Herzig's already got my guy queued up because we're on the same wavelength.
You're worried about getting sniped when we're the minds that took J.K. Dobbins, and you're worried about us getting listened to and sniped. We're the team that if we take somebody that's on somebody's queue, they're like, oh wow, I guess I
wow.
should have done that.
Oops. Dude, JJ McCarthy going ahead of Penix? Oh, that's a mistake.
That's crazy.
That's Desmond Ridder, if you ask me. Oh my God, he actually did it!
You wanted Likely?
Dude, my brain is so simple and barely working that I was like, oh yeah, who's another player on the Ravens? Oh yeah, Likely. He's pretty good. Oh yeah, I'm going to take Likely.
What about
Dobbins? Ever since the Dobbins pick.
Chigoziem Okonkwo.
All right, let's do it. Dude, okay. Spin zone. Thank you, Herzig, for sniping Likely from us because we wanted to set up that week 17 correlation stack that we alluded to earlier of Texans versus Titans again. Divisional opponents? Come on.
They no doubt play week 18 now. There's just no question in my mind that we're not going to get that correlation.
Yeah, there's no way they give it to us 2 years in a row. Trey Palmer looked kind of nice. Woke up angry.
Dude, you need a tight end. We need way more tight ends.
Noxies?
Yeah, fuck it. He's getting paid big money. Getting paid big money.
Endorsement. What a ringing endorsement for our tight end selection. Hey, do you want 500 yards and 3 touchdowns with your 18th round tight end pick?
We're taking 4. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I regret to inform you that this is, in fact, a 4 tight end team.
Yeah, it is. All right, let's see. Dawson Knox, he's got 1 more year left on that big deal or 2 more years left?
Dude, he's 2 more years getting a fat. What's he getting every year?
So he got like 5 this year and then 5 for being on the roster. So he got like 10 on the year, but the way it's structured next year is he gets 10 as a base, but the potential out on the 3-year is 2025. So it'd be after this year. So if they cut him this year, my understanding is it'd be like a lot of dead money. So,
I mean, the contract, the average salary is $13 million on Dawson Knox. That is incredible.
Dude, that's nuts.
Shout out to his agent, man. Changed his life.
Oh, man. I love how Herzig just did the smart version of what my mind was trying to do. Like, I was like, yeah, Dobbins and Likely. Like, that's a sweet little Baltimore thing. And then he just goes Likely and Justice Hill like the next round. And it's like, oh, yeah, one of them's actually or both of them are actually going to be on the team.
Directionally accurate, John. That's all that matters.
Put it on my fucking tombstone. Directionally accurate. Here lies John, who was directionally accurate in week 17 1 year.
Killer B's giving you a nice name that you loved in your past.
All right, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
I refuse to say it out loud.
There's a couple good ones here. I like the Cole Turner one's kind of sharp too.
Yeah, how long can Logan Thomas keep doing this?
Yeah. That's kind of a fun one. Oh man. 10 holes unhinged. Oh, I'm getting it. I'm getting it in the chat, guys. I respect it. Actually, I want to see Kev. Are you still hanging out? Kev Wheeler said he was getting sniped all over the place, but I don't know his screen name. I don't know if he's in this one because I don't see anything that says like Kev. But I thought I knew Kev's
He's probably
screen
going
name.
beast mode.
Yeah. That'd be sick. I think maybe he was in the other, maybe like in an overflow draft or something, because I don't know what his screen name is here.
Yeah, like you said, it would be weird if he was like, "Oh, I'm Blizzy Blaine, of course."
Yeah, I'm Brian.
That's an elite name, by the way. Just Brian.
Yeah, he follows us on Twitter. He's had some good wins and stuff too, some interaction.
That's sick.
Yeah, if I could go back and dude, Frank Gore Jr. Holy shit!
Is he an actual prospect? Like, or is it? I mean, like, I know he's a real player, but is he actually going to get drafted?
I don't know, but if anytime I can take a Hall of Famer's son, I'm about to fucking take him. Dude, what's the difference in Frank Gore Jr. and Marvin Harrison Jr.? Riddle me that, Nez. Hall of Famers, sons, profile checks out.
This isn't like If you get Frank Gore Jr., I think you get him for the next 20 BBMs, I believe is the case, because he's just you get the longevity.
Yeah.
Just tack him on.
Congratulations, Frank Gore Jr. He's going to play for the next 20 years, and he's going to get 800 yards every single year.
Dude, simple. Just draft Frank Gore Jr.
Frank Gore was my first ever fantasy football pick.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't remember mine, but it's definitely a Steeler for sure.
Yeah, that checks out. We did, our baseball team would do a draft together, and we get together at, our coach had like an office or whatever. We were young. I mean, we were still like playing baseball and that sort of thing. And like coach was like, hey, you guys, we should do this, and we should carry this on as like a alumni and legacy thing into the future. And still to this day, we have the league, right? So it's really good. It keeps us all together, and we all come back and draft it once a year or whatever. But I was hungover AF, lying on the floor, and was just like, I don't know any of these guys, man. Give me Frank Gore, and I was at the turn. Give me Frank Gore and Jay Cutler.
Jesus. Team was a monster. I can't draft Palmer, Chip, because Palmer is like a 10th round pick right now. All right, what do you want to do? Where are you going?
Grayson.
Kylan? Granson? Boom.
Love it.
All right. So I think that this team, I look at this team, and I think, what does it need? And I think it needs a high ceiling, low drafted running back that plays that plays under an awesome coach with one of the best quarterbacks in football. He's got an aging running back ahead of him that certainly is not going to be there much longer or be much of a factor.
Dude, I like this nugget. I like this nugget a lot, but I think this team needs a quarterback. But, okay, carry on.
What if I told you Isaiah Spiller in the 20th round for all the money?
Oh, my. We're so fucking back, Nez. Oh, my God. Dude.
No one's thinking about it, but you should be. But you should be.
Dude. This is why the people tune in.
If I make you take Spiller over Penix, like, I'm gonna be very proud of myself.
Yeah, man, I'm looking at this right now, and I'm just going like we got Aaron, maybe no ACL or no Achilles, Rodgers, and we got CJ Stroud. But around here, we shoot the moon, and we need those 16 points from Spiller more than we need a third quarterback.
We still got the card. The card is going up in value.
Let's see it. Remind the people.
This is what it's all about, baby.
Gray. Dude, Dave with a sharp Noah Gray pick too. There it is. OG Isaiah Spiller rookie card holder right there.
Is it numbered 25 out of 99? I wish it was 28. Let's go, baby.
Beautiful.
So the Noah Gray thesis is the thesis that Kelsey like retires or what? Like,
I guess. Yeah. I think that's the thesis, right? It makes sense to me, no? Like, okay, if you're Travis Kelce, your brother just retired. Okay, your brother just retired. You got T Swift on lock. They win the Super Bowl this year. He drops knee at the 50-yard line, locks up T Swift for life, rides off into the sunset as the greatest tight end of all time. He should have played that last game and got those 7 yards, so at least he had 1,000 in his final season here. But then he rides off into the sunset. Noah Gray, he's shown enough. Blake Bell's the inline block tight end.
I mean, I could see it, but I don't think he's gonna retire, man. So Dave was trying to sell me on the Noah Gray before, and I never got to pick his brain about it. I'm just curious where I gotta talk to him more about the Noah Gray stuff.
Clay approves because the skies are MF and gray right now.
I forgot that that's Clay's boy. That's actually all I need to hear.
Yeah. Vadim's saying that Gray wasn't that good with Kelsey out. I'm willing to give it a pass. No, I'm willing to give it a little bit of a pass there. nothing was clicking for the Chiefs in the midseason offense there.
Yeah, it's definitely nice just to have any Chief that's going to be on the field with Mahomes. They'll probably, I mean, like either via draft or via free agency, you'd think that they would add a wide receiver to that team.
Yeah, no, for sure. They have to, man. They absolutely have to. It'd be crazy to go back-to-back Super Bowls and just like not have wide receivers after getting rid of Tyreek.
I know.
It's crazy, man. It's actually crazy. It just speaks volumes to like the Reed plus Mahomes plus Kelsey when needed. All right, first big board is under our belt, Nez. I'd love to see Taysom Hill get tacked on as a fourth quarterback there. You'll love to see it. Going beast mode, truly went beast mode in this one. Nez, I need you to rate our very first team. We went for the coveted 2-7-7-4. I think it probably should have been a 3-6-7-4, but I don't know. Isaiah Spiller, you sold me that pen on beautifully. We went CJ Stroud, Aaron, no Achilles, Rodgers. Actually, I saw Aaron Rodgers was playing on Underdog the other day. I saw a brand new account I hadn't seen without a badge before, and it was called Never Vax. So I saw Aaron Rodgers just signed up to Underdog Fantasy.
I did see that account.
You've seen it? Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I did see that account, actually.
CJ Stroud, Aaron Rodgers, Nick Chubb, big comeback in the 60s there. Tajay Spears, Devin Singletary, Blake, is it Corum? Blake Corum, Braylon Allen, J.K. Dobbins, the pick of the century. Oh, man. Isaiah Spiller, Garrett Wilson, Nico Collins, Chris Olave, Tank Dell, Mike Williams, Sean Dotson, AD, the big AD Mitchell, Darren Waller, Chig Okongwu, Dawson Knox, and Kylan Granson?
There you go.
Kylan. All right. I always mess that one up during the regular season. Hey, wouldn't be a draft with the BadgeBros if I didn't fuck up a name here or there. Nez, how do you feel about this squad, man?
I think I'm ready to talk about hoops.
All right. that's about right.
That's all good. No, you're good, man. You're good. The wide receiver room is so stacked, and if we just get another year of CJ Stroud just like tearing up the league, you're gonna cakewalk into the playoffs. You might not win anything, but you're gonna be dancing, man. You're gonna be dancing.
Right. I'm about it. Just taking a peek at Herzig's team here to see what a smart team looked like. Jalen Hurts early there. It looks like naked Jalen Hurts to me. Oh no, he did it with Swift. And then Stafford, he did the stack off of Puka, and then Tutu Atwell late. That's good.
How about Herzig taking Palmer, biting the scheme?
Yeah, so I guess the thought process is the opposite of what we did with Mike Williams. Is they think he leaves because of the potential out in the contract and the money and the injury, and Joshua Palmer, professional ass wide receiver, sticks around and. He's the guy you need.
Just don't ever say that we don't know ball. That's all that I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say, man.
That's a great point.
Got a lot of flack for touting a free Josh Palmer last season in drafts. Mm-hmm. A lot of shots fired at the boys for saying, hey, what about Josh Palmer catching passes from Justin Herbert as a wide receiver 3?
Nah.
Don't you know? Quentin Johnston got drafted?
We didn't draft any Quentin Johnston. We took all the Joshua Palmer, professional ass wide receiver. All right, let's talk a little hoops here. Nezzy, very interesting slate. It's a 12-gamer. It feels like there are no bad clicks on the board, just because there's so much talent throughout, and I have no idea what's going to open up value, what's going to open up whatever, but I got some Cole's notes for you. You ready for my rapid fire Cole's notes for the people?
Yeah, refresh this page before you do.
Okay, sounds good. Have things changed?
Embiid is out.
Oh, wow, that does change. Okay, so Embiid got ruled out while we were here. That was one of my cheeky nuggets of the day, Nez, is we got front end back-to-back for the 76ers, and they're playing non-nationally televised tonight against Portland, and then tomorrow night is nationally televised at Golden State. So my cheeky nugget was, if you're going to sit him, it's probably going to be front end of the back-to-back when they're nationally televised the next night, and when Portland had 6 Q tags yesterday and then hadn't filed an injury report yet. Have we got the injury report for Portland at the same time then?
That I don't know. I just saw the notification for Embiid, which is a bummer. I have so much Joel Embiid just at the 3 and too much at the 2 and the buzzer beater whenever I was autoing those. So you don't love that.
Well, here comes the big question. On a 5 or a 6 game slate right now, I think it would be auto swap to Paul Reed. We saw this happen, I guess it was Saturday slate or Friday slate, something like that, where Embiid got late ruled out, and it was just, man, throw Paul Reed up there, swap to him. All the usage for him, Tobias Harris, and Maxey all missed that game. It's going to funnel towards him. On a 12-game slate, are you willing to go to the likes of Paul Reed here?
No way.
Okay. All right.
No chance in hell.
Okay.
To be quite honest. It's really deep in the 6th, super deep. Okay. So you can get guys that project for like 36 fantasy points as opposed to like 28.
Sure.
So.
Okay, so you're going to be mix and match with your swaps there. All right, here's my rapid fire nuggets for you. You ready, Nez?
Yes.
Okay. Back end of a back-to-back. Orlando, Phoenix, Portland, Memphis, OKC. Memphis has no healthy basketball players. They have basically like 7 dudes. Even Vince Williams has a Q tag. They're all bigs that are going to play together, and they basically have no ball handling outside of Scottie Pippen Jr. That's what I got for you there. Front end back-to-back. Lakers, Boston, New York, Utah, 76ers.
Damn, that's gross.
Yeah. So we got a lot of back-to-back situations here. I think the Lakers Q tags are real for once. For once, I think they are real. Anthony Davis looked low-key hobbled at the game. He left. He came back. I think the AD one is real, especially when they have Şengün and the Rockets tonight, and then they have a back-to-back tomorrow against, let me clarify just in case for you guys, at Atlanta, which would be kind of the softer and pace-up spots of the two. Houston, playoff implications in the front-end game here. Neither of those games are nationally televised. I think they both play one night, and then they both sit the next night. I think it's probably the front end, not the back end, but I just want to say that I think the Qs in general are real.
Ah, man, that sucks. That's tough. That's a tough call. I mean, what do you do here? Because I don't think you can really you can't full fade either of those guys. They're just at such palatable prices that you just have to take them where they fall, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, if I were going to push my chips in the middle and be like, hey, what is a GM combo that could win tonight? I think it's AD second round. That's the one that just jumps off the page to me. Like if you go Giannis AD, if you go Joker AD, something like that, Luka AD, even if it exists, that does feel like, a slate breaking combination. But Houston, not the greatest spot in the world. I mean, say what you will about Şengün versus him kind of deal. Like he could probably cook, but less than 50% healthy in like a pace down spot versus Houston. I don't know. I think I'm fine with like 80 at like 8 or 9 in my ranks today.
Okay. I'm definitely taking him after Wemby still.
Okay. That's 6.
Yeah. I mean, really good insight. It's definitely scary, but I think if you're playing this at any sort of volume, you gotta just take these guys where they are because they're stars and possess elite ceiling. Rockets are a lot better at home, I will say too. I didn't quite realize. So they're a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde team themselves, where sometimes they play these high scoring games, other times their games are abysmal. It's a tough call, but as of right now, I'm taking them when I see them.
Okay, this is a good little added nugget here from actually Jeb Bush. Kind of funny. A double OT game they're coming off of, so that's
but they had a day of rest. I'm not too.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I was more worried that he actually looked hurt, which was like the thing for me. Neumy, what are we talking about, Mr. Good Boy here? What happened with Mr. Good Boy?
Did you post something to the Underdog account?
I do not know if I did. It's a good question. I haven't looked at the tweet machine in a minute here. Okay, here's some of my other little nuggets, Nezzy. Okay, I said the Memphis is decimated one. Evan Mobley coming back tonight. Ben Simmons coming back tonight. Both likely going to be limited in terms of their minutes, but could affect the rotations around them. Just something to add there. PG was shockingly went to a midday downgrade Q tag, then played through the Q, then still played the back-to-back. But both of them, he had a groin injury and said his minutes would be limited. I think he plays again tonight and he keeps playing through this Q, but I think it's interesting that I don't want to be overweight PG because I see like a ceiling right now of like 20 something. So if I was going to pick like 20 something minutes, like 28 minutes, something like that, if I was going to pick a guy who I was low key fading in like this mid tier area, I think it'd be Paul George for me.
I mean, you have to scroll.
Yeah, you gotta scroll. He's back end guy.
He's undrafted. So, in my opinion, he almost represents leverage. Where I agree with you that like I don't want to take him. He's playing the Cavs. He's got a sore groin.
Yep.
It doesn't bode well for him. Mm-hmm. But it's just the thing that's kind of fun about these large slates is Paul George is a undrafted scroll the F down pick. And
right.
you don't have to think too hard about how Paul George can give you a 50-point game from a 6-rounder. So just something to think about. He represents a low owned scroll the F down pick and it's Paul George. So right. In my opinion, it's something to consider, but I mean, he feels awful. The spot is awful and the injury stuff that's going on with him right now does not feel good. So it's understandable.
For me, prior to the Embiid stuff, probably took a little bit of this leverage away. Maxey to me was the best pick on the slate, period, flat out.
Yeah. He was going in the 6th round like all the time.
Yeah. And you don't sacrifice a ton of projection by taking him and then swapping to anyone, as you alluded to, like Jimmy Butler goes undrafted, Miles Bridges goes undrafted, Jaylen Brown goes undrafted. We could have a lot of news break our way. Whether Porzingis sits, Jaylen Brown looks a little bit better, not like crazy, but like looks a little bit better. LaMelo Ball sits, Miles Bridges looks a little bit better. All these sort of little narratives could play in your favor to replacing him if he didn't end up playing, and you didn't have to swap to Reed, Tobias Harris, or like Kelly Oubre, shit like that you would normally have to on like a 6 or 7 game slate. So I was like, man, this Maxey ceiling against Portland, especially if Embiid sits, is just like screaming off the page. He's a 5th rounder to me today.
He's going to get a big bump for sure. I didn't know what to think about Embiid. I just kind of assumed he was playing, but started to take Jokic over him once I realized how much I was getting in the buzzer beater. I was like, oh shit, okay, I am I'm missing something. So yeah, I mean, man, if Tobias Harris plays, like that is going to be 6th round worthy in my opinion, and probably no Oubre for me, but Oubre in the full court press today is definitely enticing.
Two things I'll add there. The Embiid one, he like legit got hurt last game and like locked out his knee and then was like kind of like hobbling around and then left and then came back. So like that one was kind of like a little one for me where then he got late scratched. The next game was kind of like, oh, this is a little bit more than just, his standard Q tag that he seems to always play through. The nice thing about the Tobias Harris one, as you're alluding to, especially now for a 6th round pick, he said this afternoon that he would try and play, and it was illness. It was nothing physical. So the fact that it was illness and he'd try and play, like we've seen Tobias put up some big games without Embiid and his usage spike like heavy. So yeah, I like that shout from the ball knowers there. Other one, I was looking here if we have a Phoenix injury report yet. Have they filed?
I don't think so.
Okay, I will control F like the boomer that I am. Okay, yeah, they have. They filed. They got Bradley Beal listed available. He played yesterday. No Q tags for Booker and Durant. Booker has been absolutely on one the last like week or so. Bradley Beal's playing with like a face mask, nasal fracture, whatever. Jokic or Yusuf Nurkic sat last night and then has the Q tag again tonight. We don't have to get down to Eubanks, blah blah blah. But I've been pounding the table that they actually like Eubanks and they want this rotation to be split there. But if Nurk sits, more usage opens up for those Sun guys, and those picks in the middle range become better than they currently are, just in terms of usage opening up. That was just all I wanted to say there.
What do you think about the Suns ADP right now?
I think they're fine. I think the flip-flopping of Booker and Durant night after night, and Durant goes at 2 yesterday, and then Booker's the one who breaks the slate. I mean, this game could be okay. Miami isn't the lockdown that we once thought it was when they have Terry and Hero out there. So I do kind of like guards versus them now more so than like what we would talk about in the playoffs for a matchup versus Miami. But yeah, I don't know how we deny what Booker's been doing recently and justify taking KD like over him, because like Point Booker is back and he is just filling it up like 40 every night.
Yeah. Booker, I'm totally fine with. Mm-hmm. KD, I'm not so certain. And I thought for sure that we were going to get Q tags on at least one of them, just because they just played yesterday. So, right? I'm not making that up, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, very, very interesting that we don't have any Q tags on these guys.
Same with the Blazers, to be honest. Shocked that there were no Blazers Q tags. There were 6 Q tags yesterday. Blazers just filed, and it's only Malcolm Brogdon.
Wild. The Blazers have never made sense once in my life. But I'm like not taking a ton of KD just because of the guys that go slightly after him. If KD falls, I take him, but otherwise he's definitely not somebody that I'm taking often.
Who would you prefer? Fox, Edwards, Sengun, Kawhi, this kind of tier. How many of them are you taking over KD today?
I'm definitely taking Ant over KD, which like is definitely not a projection based move. That was something that I just wanted to do and have been doing. But people that draft out projections are not taking Anthony Edwards, and I don't know, man. Against the Thunder, I'm gonna take Anthony Edwards. I think. I know it's a tough slate, and I know he's going ahead of like some stars right now, but I like Anthony Edwards today. We'll watch this bite me, but definitely Ant and Fox and Sengun. That's where like I kind of like have to think about it, but kind of like Fox Sengun and Fox over Durant tonight.
Yeah, I think I like Sengun and Fox over him too. The Fox matchup is really interesting because you're probably going to get like Jacob Gilyard, David Roddy. Like they have nobody, man. Gigi Jackson, Scottie Pippen Jr. Like who the hell's going to guard Fox if Fox wants to just like play like he played in the postseason last year? Now Fox hasn't been doing that, and Fox has been playing like incredibly passive by my untrained eye from what I've been seeing, and like the usage is down and the potential assists are down because he's deferring so much more. Like, Harrison Barnes went nuke the other night against the Warriors for like 40 points. Like the fuck, turn back the clock night. Like where did that come from?
That was so
weird.
Like
if this spot existed for Fox last year, I think Fox would be like going at like 5 today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. Can't you just see him cooking like Gilyard and Scottie Pippen Jr. for like 40 points and 10 assists, like old school Fox?
I can. I wish we were getting a little bit more of a discount, but yeah, I mean the spot just feels immaculate. Yeah, I mean there's kind of wrestling with a few guys here today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Big question here with Wemby. Do you push him up over this next tier? He doesn't really fall to 6 anymore, I imagine, now with Embiid kind of being out there. But Zach Collins has the Q tag. And, we have been pounding the table for centers versus Washington. So we get centers versus Washington. We get Wemby getting an uptick in minutes. We get no backup 5 or splitting like 5 and 4 on the court with him and Zach Collins at the same time. He still hasn't played over 30 minutes, but it hasn't fucking mattered. He puts up 50 fantasy points every single time in 27, 28, 29 minutes like that. If he plays 31, 32 tonight against the Wiz, against, we've talked about just attack effort, attack them. I don't know, like 70 points, fantasy points in the range of outcomes for Wemby tonight.
He can have a monster night, of course. He's been so good. I don't know that I'm putting him over Shea, but
okay.
Yeah, absolutely, like the clear now 105, like no question.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I had him over Shea for a bit earlier. I only did 15 drafts, I think, something like that, 12 to 15. And I had him over Shea because I just looked at that game, and I know like OKC is kind of like a fun spot, but like, man, the best defensive team in basketball when they're fully healthy is T-Wolves. And, I don't put it past Shea to, put up 35, 7, and 6 against a team like that. But like This Wemby spot to me was just jumping off the page.
Yeah, it's a great spot. Like he's definitely the 105 for me. But okay. Shea, man, I gotta stick with Shea.
Good Canadian boy you are. Anyone, Nez, that was kind of like the end of my little like nuggets and things to hit on. We could talk about like some of the guys we think are most mispriced. I will throw out front end back-to-back Boston. They basically never play the two bigs on the same night, but I kind of think it's a Porzingis night tonight, and then it's Horford tomorrow night. That is just pure bro science, but tomorrow night is the nationally televised one. So I don't know. I just look at the matchup versus New Orleans tonight, and then they got Indiana tomorrow. And I think Horford is like the better stretch 5 against like Turner. I don't know. And I think the Q tag on Porzingis, he plays through tonight. So he was a guy that I enjoyed clicking in the 6th round because I thought he was mispriced, but it's not the best spot in the world.
He's going to go undrafted quite a bit.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice little leverage.
Yeah, so that's good. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys that I feel like I'm taking all the time. You can even extend that to 6.
Okay.
And they are Jalen Brunson, Paolo Banchero, Anthony Edwards, Mikal Bridges, and Jamal Murray. Taking those guys seemingly every single time in my rooms.
Brunson,
and then,
Edwards, Paolo,
Mikal Bridges.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
And then
projection
Jamal
darling.
Murray.
I will say that Mikal Bridges is my second favorite Bridges tonight, even if LaMelo plays.
A little worried about Ben Simmons coming in there.
I just don't know what it does to the rotation and the usage, and that team on the best of nights is so hard to predict and project. Both those teams playing one another tonight are probably the 2 hardest teams I have on a night-to-night basis of projecting what the F's going to go on with usage.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I think those are fair concerns. I just see what he's done in like the past week, see the spot, and I can't stop taking him in the 6th. But I do a little Kuzma as well. If he falls to the 6th, that's terrific. Really good spot against the Spurs. And then that's about like those are like my guys right now. But need to keep drafting more. I'm trying to do everything manual today just because I think this slate's really fun, and I want to make sure that I'm getting some unique combinations at the back end of my drafts. And one of my sneakiest 6th-round picks right now is Devin Vassell.
Okay. All right. Sell me that pen.
Just against the Wizards. Nice high total game. Has the potential to do 45, maybe 50, in the hopes that the chalk in the 6th, ends up, failing and hurting people.
Yep. Okay. I can get on board with it. I'm not sure the slate's big enough for me to get to Vassell today, but like, man, he's been playing some big minutes, 36, 32, 44.
Ooh. Looks like it hurt.
Oh, dude, that was a heavy sneeze that just snuck up on you, boy.
Looks like it hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Vassell, I like it. Cool. Feels like a good spot there. I think the biggest changers, like risers and fallers that we could see today, would be if we got a late PG something funny or like a minutes limit tweet again. I think we could see like Harden and Kawhi move up a little bit. I think we could see the other Bridges and maybe like Nick Richards or something like that move up a little bit if we get LaMelo Ball ruled out. That spot, low-key, much better without Julius Randle for the Hornets tonight, but I'm a masochist when it comes to drafting shitty players on shitty teams. So there's that. The other big one that could change is if you get no Maxey, basically Reed or Harris or one of those guys gets sprinkled in the 6th round the majority of the time. And then we won't get Lakers news. But if we happen to get Lakers news, they always hold out. If we happen to get anything Lakers news, I guess it's D'Angelo Russell's ADP becomes justifiable. I think it's awful right now, even though he's been playing some good ball. But I think it becomes justifiable, or he moves up a little bit if you get the out tags for those guys.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
Anyone else that you want to gal brain your way to tonight?
I don't know about gal brains, so to speak. I'm just kind of wrestling with some of these guys in the 20s, like Jaren Jackson, like how, he's got a really solid, PRA projection plus, stock upside. He's someone I'm wrestling with. Kawhi at Cleveland, I'm wrestling with right now. So I gotta mix and match a little bit in the mid rounds there. Cool. I think to Jaylen Brown is a nice little scroll the F down too.
Yeah, I think so. I've taken him once or twice there too, and especially you free up some usage if Zinger can't go, right? So if Zinger doesn't go and it's Horford instead, like little uptick there, like nothing huge, but like a couple percent. Yeah, that's a good. I think that could be a good fun basketball game with a lot of talent, but not like a fantasy dream spot like that Pels Celtics game.
I love this. The Pelicans are such a target for me that I get that they're losing me a little too much money lately whenever the games don't go the way that I expect. But I think that game has a chance to be a lot of fun. Brandon Ingram as well. Brain scroll the F down.
Like it. Cool.
All right, we got lit up in here. Stash Ride, T-Pasta. I'm trying to go a little bit more exploitative. I'm trying to be manual drafting and mixing things up a little bit, but I think I'm going to stay true to my guns when it comes to Brunson tonight. I know that's pretty chalky, but I want to have a lot of Brunson tonight, man.
Do you like Brunson more or less if LaMelo plays or doesn't play?
I think more if he plays.
Yeah, I agree. I was just curious what your thoughts were.
Mm-hmm. Melo's in a really good ADP spot right now too. But they've been kind of weird with him lately, so it's like a little wrench in there. Like his minutes were all goofy last game he played, so
I don't have a lean. I'm thinking about it. I was like, I don't really have a lean there. He gets in foul trouble so much for a guard. It's bad.
He's just so I hate he is like one of my least favorite players to watch play.
He looks so lazy out there. It looks like an N1 mixtape. It does look like he's not trying. That I will agree with you on.
Can't stand this game. All right, so it looks like Wemby over SGA is just the meta, huh?
Maybe.
ADP isn't. I mean, I'm seeing it quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like it.
Where am I at with Wemby exposure? That'll tell a lot as well. Yeah, dude, I need to. Ugh.
Cam Thomas is a tough click tonight for me. Like Cam Thomas is like fun on like a shorter slate, and when you're searching for like ceiling that he just can come out and fill it up, but that's a tough click for me.
Yeah, he can hurt Mikal.
For me, right here, I'd been taking AD plus Sabonis. For you, I'd go ahead and take a little Jalen there if you're heavy on Jalen tonight.
I've been doing Brunson over Sabonis. I will get some more Sabonis as the day goes on. However, yeah, I mean, if in a vacuum, I like Brunson over Sabonis. So
I think it's a better spot to go flowchart Brunson versus Charlotte versus like the guard matchup one without Randall than it is to go Sabonis against a team that's going to run out like 4 front court guys. They have no other healthy bodies other than big bodies, right? So it's kind of like, okay, I'll just take my chances on Fox in that game.
Yeah, it feels awful. That game feels awful. The Grizzlies game, like they could get blown out.
I kind of like it.
I mean, it's fun. It seems fun, but yeah. My blowout detectors are just popping off. Which I was thinking today too. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is what Neumy was talking about. Friend of the show, our guy Andrew here. He was doing an underdog, giveaway thing, and then there was also another giveaway for a dog bowl set, and Mr. Good Boy took it down.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, you love it. That's great. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for the shouts, man.
I was wondering what. Oh, okay,
we'll get Mr. Good Boy. We'll get Mr. Good Boy to eat something out of it on stream or something. I'll give him lunch like back here one day on
little Tucker ASMR. Put the mic right next to his bowl. Watch the views skyrocket.
That's funny.
But I was thinking today, in the era of the NBA where blowouts are everywhere,
right?
Can game stacking be a strategy where if you hit on that game and it isn't a blowout, that you get some correlation just because, one team isn't resting and killing just the game in its entirety? Is there something to game stack?
Well, we saw it almost get home last night when Mike Zakarian was sitting at the top of the leaderboard for a little bit there. I actually don't know who won last night. Shout out to me because I'm back because I got a second place, had a winning basketball slate, 2 in a row, Nez. Thanks for paying attention. But I think it was Sam who won, Sam Wilson, Evergreen. But shout out to our guy Mike who won the other night as well. But he had that exactly going where he had 3 from Atlanta, and then he had 1 from Toronto, like on the same team there. And then he had multiple lineups that kind of looked like that. So that game was like projecting and popping off. And then 2 nights ago, we saw the double OT game get there. And it was like you needed 2 Lakers, another Laker, and another. I can't even remember who they were playing in the double OT game.
Yeah, me neither. Because I'm just on to the next one. I think Jaren Jackson.
Jaren Jackson Jr. feels good against soft-ass Sabonis, and he's going to have to play a shit ton of minutes because they have no basketball players tonight. Mm-hmm. So I'm in on Jaren Jackson Jr. And you said you like Jamal. The flow chart telling you to go guards against Lillard here?
Yeah, I have been taking Jamal Murray here. Just leapfrog and everything. I know ADP is undefeated, but I like Jamal Murray tonight, man. And he's got a nice little fantasy point projection in the pick'ems too. I think that it's higher than these guys. I did some cross-referencing to see if my gut was correct, and he projects pretty well, man. So trying to do a little bit more IKB lately, but yeah, I can understand that.
I think, I don't know. I'm just addicted to Melo's ceiling, but he's so volatile, man. You're right. Like those last 2 games, as you were alluding to, minutes are way down, got in foul trouble, this and that. And then who cooked? Like Nick Richards and PJ Washington cooked. Like, Ish Smith had like 12 dimes or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. They're in a weird spot. I don't think that they're going to be like pseudo resting him necessarily, but he's oft injured and they are playing for absolutely nothing right now. It might be more of a silly season thing once we get down that road with LaMelo, but Charlotte is in a really, really weird spot right now.
I wonder what his contract looks like because, like, man, trading Melo and just like being like, all right, we're just gonna hit the reset button here, might be it. You know what I mean? Like
they say they won't, but
like, does Melo seem like the guy? Like, just from a guy standpoint, from a human being standpoint, does he seem like the guy you want to build around?
It seems like a loaded question.
I don't know. Like, just like he looks lazy out there. He looks soft. He's got the glass ankles thing. Then you layer on, like, I don't know, just like he doesn't feel like building around like someone who's like nails. You know what I mean? Like building around Donovan Mitchell.
He's like the newer generation of guys, you know, that came up from playing, you know,
street ball.
Yeah, man, just like taking half court shots in high school, like doing shit like that.
The Steph Curry generation.
Yeah.
All right, we get Claxton to come back to us if we want it. You said you liked Kuz.
This is Kuz automatic for me.
Okay, so you like the Kuz spot a lot tonight.
Let's go ahead and Maxi go in this?
There. Maxi went 22, so there's the new meta.
Jesus.
Yeah. Let's take Miles. Let's take Miles Bridges. Let's scroll the F down to somewhere here.
Cool.
Yeah. Miles Bridges feels like a huge benefactor if you get Melo to sit.
Kind of interesting thinking about the last time that the Sixers went on this little run without Embiid. They played an absolute shootout with the Rockets, which I was never getting to in a million years. Are some of these Portland guys in scroll the F down territory? Because does that game play similar where, you know, from the Portland side, are we looking at Anthony Simons? Are we looking at Ayton or Grant? You know, like, do these guys become draftable for us? I don't know.
Let me paint you the bull case scenario. We already got the Embiid side out. We get Tobias out as well. And then you get Malcolm Brogdon out, and Simons becomes like a really nice 6th round pick. You like Maxi in the 5th, Simons in the 6th, or something like that.
Sounds right.
Yeah, that does feels all right.
I need to
Grant kind of come back to.
Oh God.
No, I just said Grant's kind of come back to earth a little bit. There, Ayton played better last night and the night before. Yeah,
I'm trying to count my Sklansky bucks with my 6th round Maxi teams that I have, and they all have someone that is souring it.
You already have landmines before the landmines?
Well, this Lakers shit, man. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't thinking too hard enough about what the Lakers might do, but like one's got LeBron, one's got AD, and one has another one has AD, and another one has Embiid. And I only have 4 out of 34. Not great, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's hard to say, but I think if there's a night to play both, it's probably tonight. Like I painted kind of like a bearish picture, but I think if there's a night to play both, it's tonight. And they didn't play last night. They had some time off since the double overtime. You play Houston, who's within your own division with playoff implications. Like, it matters a bit. And then tomorrow isn't nationally televised anyways, and it's a track meet versus Trey.
Okay.
So, like, you can run Christian Wood versus Capella, like the second night. Like, if you're looking at this, if you look at tonight,
okay,
you can't fucking beat Houston without AD. 0% chance you can beat Houston without AD tonight. So if here now, maybe this is like a little too gal brain and going with it, but if I'm coaching them and I'm looking at the standings here, I'm looking at this Rockets team that is, not hot on your heels, but they're in shouting distance and you guys play in the same division, right? And I'm looking at this matchup and I'm going, hey, what do you play against? Well, don't let Sengun beat you and that sort of deal. Well, we need AD to win that game. Whereas you look at the Hawks, okay, we could just play a fast track meet and leave like D'Lo and Reeves out there and just hope they fill it up.
I mean, I like the thought process a lot. I think that makes a lot of sense. Rockets are like surprisingly strong at home too. I know I said that, but they're like 15-8 at home. Kind of interesting. Damn, dude. Just feeling. I mean, definitely a little mad that I don't have more 6th round maxi or 5th round maxi, but on the bright side, I do think the slate is so large that like maxi never, like he'll never rise to a point where you can't draft him. It would shock me. I think like that pick 22 range, you can still take him and find replacements at the 6 where he was going before, that it's like not killing you and you don't have to game theory and say, nope, can't take Maxi anymore today. I still think that you can. So there's that. I just don't really like the way that I played my drafts so far today. So I need to get back. I need to get back in the lab, man. Plain and simple.
The good news is, Nez, nobody cares about your teams. So, oh man, hey, Dale won on Friday night there. Big shouts, nice. That's sweet. I didn't see that. There you go. Oh, here you go. T Bear's got the narrative for us. Terrence coming in here with LeBron kills Atlanta. So AD plays tonight. LeBron plays tomorrow. He kills Atlanta. Love it. There we go.
So true. I don't know that LeBron has ever lost against the Hawks.
Ever in the history of basketball? Really?
Ever.
People throwing out Ayton here in the chat here. Ayton and Simmons. Thought Ayton would be jumping up in the projections. Eli saying. Any thought there? Get to it tonight? I know he was in your best lineup last night because I watched it scream past me.
That was fun, and it got me to break even. I think I will. I'll do a little bit of that. Just a little bit here and there in the 6th. The 6th is wide open for me. I want to make sure that I'm really spreading out my bullets in the 6th personally. I mean, yeah, I'm going to take Kuzma, but if I find that I'm taking, maybe I'll do Kuzma in the 5th and then mix up my 6th. But I get concentrated in the front, and then I want to mix it up in the back end of drafts. Where
business in the front, party in the back. Nice.
I like mullet style.
Yeah, mullet drafting. It's our new thesis.
45-17 against the Hawks in his career. It's still hilarious number.
That's actually insane.
Holy.
Oh man. All right, cool. Let's tie a bow on it there, Nezzy. I think we've provided all the NBA insight in which we can. Eli's coming in here in the chat and saying seeing Maxi in the teens now. I mean, he was the best pick on the board, and I'm sad we got that in. I didn't get to say it before the Embiid nugget because it was on my sheet. I had that little nugget that I loved it. All right, Nezzy. Any parting words for the people? We still got about 100 of us hanging out. Do us a favor, hit that like, that subscribe, that notification bell. Goes a long way for us. We'd love to keep coming back and doing this on a daily basis. Right now, we do it 3 times a week. Maybe we can be doing it 5 if you guys hit those likes. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Support us. That's we don't ask for much, man. Just a click of a button, please.
There you go. Yeah, easy click. We got to thank Ty for becoming a member here. I got to thank Andrew for Mr. Good Boy winning the bowl giveaway. Love to see it there. I got to slide in his DMs apparently there. Anything else, bro?
No, have fun with these big board drafts and in the hoops slate tonight. We got a big old contest, and it's gonna fill well before lock. So better get in there.
Yeah, get in there early because this one will definitely not last, despite it being 22K entries. Man, just wild to see the prospering hoop streets like this. Anything tomorrow, Ness?
Yeah, I will. I'll do a Nez in the morning, do some ranks, hopefully reviewing my 10K shipper from tonight. We'll see, or it could be a morning, but a morning in the morning. But yeah, I'll do a little paywall. So if you're not a member, join the members, and yeah, we hang out and vibe.
Cool, love it. I'll commit to something either Tuesday or Thursday. I'll do something solo as well this week. I don't know what it'll be. I think it'll probably be an MLB because I want to get some MLB bags going there. Yeah. But we'll be firing on something. I'll fire on something like that too. So double incentive to become a member this week. And the join button is somewhere right around here.
It's down there.
All right. Anything else, Ness? Good? Oh, he's coughing. We're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, best of luck to everybody in the hoops streets, and I will stand my guns and still say you guys are absolutely sick for wanting to draft football this down early, but I love to see it. All right, on behalf of Nez and myself, everybody's favorite time of the show, the end. Peace.